The age of steam is filled with the whitest of pillow clouds that billow and blow from many machines, gear on gear clinking like the ticks and tocks of 1,000 clocks. Marking out time in minutes of metal, here lives the girl in the moon. The park is the place for children to play, so they gather there at the end of each day. From a hill fly a kite way up high in the sky, set a boat on the pond to watch it float by. They dream that someday they'll fly a balloon, rise up so high and travel the moon. There once was a very clever man who wore a tall hat that sat above a mustache that swirled and twirled about his wide smile. This man made fine maps from ink and brown paper for princes and presidents, for scholars and schools. This was the man who mapped the whole moon. The mapmaker traveled and measured that sphere. His youthful assistant did not come from here. The lovely Celestia de Nuva Maloon, known also as simply the Girl in the Moon, was born the first hour, the first day of June, in the very first house that was built on the moon. It was deep in the Spakin Basin their first expedition had begun, where they reached the deepest, darkest point known to anyone. The mapmaker set up his theodolite, ranging poles and more, while Celestia took a lantern and set off to explore. Celestia ducked into a cave beneath the basalt sphere, and by the light of her lamp so bright, a set of steps appeared. She gasped aloud in disbelief. Her mind struggled to adjust to a very clear shape beside the steps, a footprint in the dust. The stairway dipped into darkness, into the blackest, deepest depths. With lantern held against this abyss, she descended the rocky steps. No sweet lilies lie here, no scented beds of roses grow, but vast cathedral caverns rise that glitter, sparkle, and glow. Through the wondrous twinkling vaults, Celestia wandered without fear, searching for a sign, a clue, anything to appear. As to what it might be, she really didn't care. Something down here must make sense of that mysterious, rocky stare. Face to face we stand here, in a glowing cave, both human yet distinct about the face. To reach and touch we're tempted, yet we both behave. How strange that we should meet out here in space. Spots of purple and cyan twinkled in his eyes, pale skin with flecks of green that looked like lace. We each eyed the other, while showing some surprise at finding our familiar in this place. We smiled and spoke our greetings, explaining what had brought us here, each word stretching our first meeting. Each agreement drew us near. Of course it had to happen, though we resisted it so much. We both reached out our empty hands. We both reached out and touched. Twirling his swirly mustache stands Frederick, now impatient. Celestia had been missing for some time. She's quite a good assistant, and desiring no replacement, her dusty trail he follows for a sign. But Frederick's tall and awkward. At the steps he tumbles forward, landing in a heap upon the ground. He doesn't hear the footsteps or feel the arms that lift him, as he's carried back above without a sound. Frederick is transported to Moon City by balloon, his family gathered by his bed, wishing he'd get well soon. His skin is pale, his lips are dry, his body slack and still. The penny news Prince aliens have made poor Frederick ill. Roll out the war machines. Dust off the old regimes. This danger is now clear. The aliens are here. Stitch up some suits and surge now that we have the urge to dominate once more. Let's march and go to war. Celestia tries to reason with generals so fearsome, but a battalion of the brave sets out to seal the cave. Late into that long night, Celestia works to stop the fight. Her argument is clear. We too are aliens here. The battalion must be stopped. Now the war cries have been dropped. The helium ship Sublime is sent to reach in time the cave within the basin, the gates to an alien nation. Out on deck Celestia peers, keeping watch as Bacon nears. Just in time they reach the cave. Peace now reigns, they tell the brave, and so the crisis quickly ends. Enemies become fast friends. At last they understand, though it's not what they had planned, and their moon belongs to none, but is a home for everyone. The government with pride declare, V-Day is for all to share. Frederick Daimler, engineer, cartographer and pioneer, lives with wife and family in Belvedere quite happily. The suburb that is Belvedere, a quiet spot of moon frontier, has streets with children, schools and parks, and night times filled with meows and barks. Peregrine Exigeno of the city Constantino came to the moon from distant planet L. Once upon the moon they found life was better underground. They've been there since, as far as I can tell. The helium ship Sublime floats silently on high, an elegant icon of our time. She decorates the sky. Her strength protects our solitude. She soars in any weather. We look to her with gratitude for our future here together. The girl on the moon got there too soon, patting her hair in a giant balloon. She landed with grace, a smile on her face, dressed in fine leather, satin and lace. The girl on the moon knows that someday, with a leap and a laugh, she'll just float away.